Guten Morgens, Guten Morgens. It's game day 9, and we're coming to the end of the second round of fixtures. Can you believe it, Dev?
Yeah, it's kind of flown by, hasn't it? It's been a great tournament so far, man. And yesterday there was some real good football on display as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I just wish I didn't have to work and got to see it all as it happened rather than watch it back afterwards.
Oh
But
yeah, definitely.
we have to earn money. We have to pay the bills.
Got to pay the monies, and we got to
Mm.
do that sort of thing. So
Can you
let's
pay my bill?
pay my
My
telephone
bill.
bills, keep paying my automobiles. Do the week, maybe chill. I don't think you do.
So,
You.
oh, were you gonna finish it there? I thought it was.
Oh no, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh,
I
okay.
don't mind. I
All
don't
right,
mind.
cool. Big up Destiny's
Karaoke
Child, man.
sessions. Oh yeah, do you know what? Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
big album, man.
It was. It
That
was.
was a
I like
big
their
album.
first album as well. It kind of
Yeah.
banged. What do you think at home of Destiny's Child and their first album? Text us on 8. No, I'm joking. Right. Okay. Let's get into the realness. Witness the realness. Let's do it. Portugal versus Germany.
Mm-hmm.
4-2. I knew they'll come good.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're one goal away from in your predictions. You almost got 2 for 2.
I almost did.
Yeah, you know what? I was so happy with this performance from the Germans, to be honest. And they thoroughly deserve this win. Absolutely dominated Portugal. When Portugal got the opener, I thought it was going to be a long day for the Germans because Germany were peppering them for 15 minutes. And then one lapse of concentration and the ball's in the back of the net. Ronaldo's wheeling off, celebrating. But what I thought was interesting in this is Germany basically played attack and defense.
Yeah.
So they had the three defenders, Kroos and Gundogan, who were kind of directing play. And then Kimmich and Gozens were playing as wingers. And the other three were inside, Muller, Havertz and Gnabry on the inside. It was quite amazing to watch. There was one period at open play where I think Rudiger played the ball down the channel to Gozens, and Germany had a 5-on-4.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a break. It wasn't even like a counter-attack. It was just the way their attack was set up. Very brave. So I have to give Joachim Löw a bit of praise there because I dig him out a bit. And I felt like it wasn't really working, the formation at one point. And I said, probably get one of them defenders off, get Kimmich back in midfield. But they stuck to their guns and absolutely battered Portugal. Gozens was just feasting on poor Nelson Semedo, but I don't think it's all Semedo's fault because he had to come inside because, as I said, the numbers game with Muller and Havertz and Gnabry all in the middle, Semedo had to come inside to help his centre-backs, which left Gozens to freedom of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? No one was anywhere near him throughout the whole game. And Kimmich on the other side was having a decent game as well. So thoroughly deserved. I'm very happy for Germany.
Yeah, me too. You know me, I am Uber Deutschland as it is anyway. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. Now this group is in a bit of a mess, isn't it? Now because and the reason why is because of the other game in this group, which I called. Yeah. Just saying. I'm gonna live on that for a little while. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, Hungary drew 1-1 with France, and as I said before, France have a tendency to drop points or lose these type of games, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they did, and they had plenty of chances to win this game. Benzema missed some decent chances. Golaschki made quite a few brilliant saves, and Hungary caught them cold with their goal and a brilliant celebration, which was hilarious. The poor woman got the shock of her life. Yeah,
just slapping at the table and that was too funny.
I thought it was brilliant. I think they deserve to win just for that alone. And then poor Willy Orban. He's had a good tournament, but also a very poor tournament. Involved in a goal for Griezmann. But it kind of opened things up and makes things interesting in this group. And I said before the tournament, Hungary are going to be the key to this group because depending on how you perform against Hungary is how well you're going to do coming out of this group. Portugal were lucky to get the 3 goals. Those 3 goals could do wonders for them at the end of it. Because if they now go and lose to France, they may still go through because of that those 3 goals against Hungary. if Germany drop points against Hungary, they could be struggling. Do you know what I mean? So it's all down to Hungary. They're the key.
They are. Hungary aren't mugs. And I said this at the beginning and everyone took the mick out me, and it's, look, you don't just get there, you get to a tournament just for banter. You get there on merit by hard work, dedication, etc., etc. These players are the best players for their countries. No one's been slapped in this tournament. Not even Finland, not even North Macedonia, and like the minnows, if you want to call it, of European football, because they've all put work in, they all put dedication. They deserve.
The closest slapping was Portugal yesterday. That's the closest we've come. Oh well, Italy slapped Turkey. To be fair, and
they did actually. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, well, I was messing around and we took a little while because it's time for this. What? Spain.
Oh my days.
Espanol, 1-1 with Poland. What are Spain? I don't know what they are. They swear blind that they are Spain a la 08 to 2012. And you look at the personnel, they're not. You look at the style of play, it's slow, it's lethargic. I'm looking at players like Thiago on the bench, can't even start. I'm looking at Moreno, who got his start, fair play to him, but is offering nothing. I look at Morata. Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, outside of those two, how many Spanish strikers are there that would strike fear into the hearts of? I mean, Iago Aspas has done really well in La Liga in the last few years, but you put him on the international stage, would he do much better?
Yeah, it's like Michael Ricketts, isn't
he? So I think it's just Spain had a golden generation. They're now starting to feel the, what happened, the after effects of that. But Spain haven't been a top quality national side for a very long time. Outside of that window that you spoke about, when was the last great Spain side? I mean, there wasn't one. There wasn't one. Euro 96, they flopped.
We expected them to do bits in World Cup 2002. Yeah, that was the time of expectation.
Yeah,
but yeah, over the years, Spain have had some fantastic, truly brilliant individuals and not been able to put it together in a squad format. And I think there was a little bit of an issue when it was coming up to their golden generation, because they still had the likes of Raul, who, as far as everyone concerned, had to start almost a civil war when he wasn't selected for that squad. And the only reason why you didn't, they should have taken him anyway for me, but then not necessarily started him, because the situation with David Villa and Fernando Torres, they were playing two up top. They needed to play those two. So I understand the reason why, but it's the same situation right now. Why do they not take Sergio Ramos, even if you're not thinking of starting him? But I look at it and I think he has to start.
Yeah,
they've shot a shoehorn Laporte in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a fan.
But I don't think the issue is that side of the pitch. I think the issue is the cutting edge, because they're always going to have possession. They're always going to create opportunities if they want to. And this is the problem, is that I think Spain love to pass the ball to death. And sometimes a little bit more directness and you're in. And I think they were a little bit more direct against Poland. They created more chances. To just kind of put them in the back of the net. Morata missed quite a few. Moreno obviously missed a penalty and missed a couple other chances. And that's where they fell short. And Poland, to give them their due, they stayed in the game as best they could, had some really good chances themselves. There's one, the fellow, I can't remember his name, put over the bar.
Swiderski.
From a Lewandowski cross. And Lewandowski took his goal really well. Yeah. And I think over the course of the two games, Poland deserved a bit of luck and deserved something. So this group is looking quite tasty as well now, because obviously, Sweden 3 points, Slovakia 3 points, Spain 2 points, Poland now 1 point. So it's wide open.
What do you think of the penalty in this game, by the way?
It's one of those ones where once the referee had a look at it, or VAR got involved, you knew it was going to be given.
Yeah.
But it's one of those ones where if it happened in the middle of the park, VAR wouldn't have got involved and it would have just carried on.
I don't
So
think it didn't have any bearing on the cross.
no,
I think that's
the
why I
cross was
got a
already
bit.
done, and
Yeah,
he had trod on his foot. So I suppose technically it's a foul,
technically it
but
is, but I didn't
it wouldn't
like it.
happen. That wouldn't happen if it happened at the halfway line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think an advantage would have been played, and I think the advantage had been done already, and then Spain, they fluffed their own lines from their own
Yeah.
mistake rather than anything that Poland did. So yeah, not a fan, but yeah, as you said, this group is very interesting. It's super wide open. Spain could be going home.
Yeah, and on the when you look at how they've played, it wouldn't be undeserved.
No.
I don't think Spain have really turned up in this tournament at all.
Mm.
And I don't like that they've kind of engineered this tournament to allow teams like Spain to sneak through into the next round, because they're a big nation and that's what they want. They want all the big nations in the knockout round, so they made it as easy as possible for them to get there.
That sounds nothing like what UEFA would plan at all. Later on today, only 2 games now, and they're both at the same time, which means some of our partners will be able to have our attention again. Both these games at 5 o'clock. You've got Italy versus Wales and Switzerland versus Turkey. Italy and Wales are leading the group at the moment. Italy on 6 points, Wales on 4, Switzerland just have the single point, and Turkey have nothing.
Nil point.
So where do you see these games going?
Well, firstly, Italy, Wales. I imagine Italy will rest players. I think they'll keep a few players wrapped up in cotton wool. And you'll get to see the likes of a Bastoni and Chiesa and those guys who we haven't necessarily seen so far because they're through. Wales need a point to just make sure, and I reckon that's what's going to happen. I reckon this will be a draw. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 0-0, something like that. I'm going to go for 0-0. Or Switzerland versus Turkey. This should be a good game of football. Switzerland like to nullify games and make them a bit of a dogfight. Turkey have to win this game. So I imagine Turks will have to come out of their shell a bit, and that could play into Switzerland's hands. And I imagine Switzerland could nick this one. I'm going to go for 1-0 Switzerland victory.
Yeah, Switzerland disappointed me so far in the Euros. I'm really upset about the whole thing. Because you know me, and you really, we both championed them because of our love for the Bundesliga. So yeah, I expected more from Switzerland. Turkey, on the other hand, I think this is just going to be one for pride. I think the way the groups are going to end, I think everyone will finish on 4 points that needs to finish on a lot in that third spot. I can't see a team with 3 points sneaking through like how Portugal did, frankly, because they have 3 points in Euro 2016. And then
I think 4 points is what you need for sure.
4 points is what you need, but it's not guaranteed, of course. And then Italy, Wales. I think that Italy's second string is better than any Wales side, so I think Italy are going to win that, and that's going to make Wales panic a little bit. They're going to have to come out because they're not going to know what's happening in Switzerland. But of course, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/MAD Sports Network or Mad Sports Network, whichever one you prefer. And our socials on the bottom of the screen at MAD Sports there, at GavMac23, at DevaLDN, at Away Day Show, at Krista Collins, at the Boron _tweets. See you later on. Much love. Juicy.